I think that we've had a niche that has existed since our founding. There's been higher education on this property since 1846 with the founding of the Columbus Female Institute, and the university has been active here since 1884. We began as an institution that was created to serve an underserved population, which were women. Women were the last group of citizens in Mississippi to be funded by the state to get a post-secondary education. And today we still serve a lot of students who are first-time college students, adults who are coming back to complete a degree. We're known for nursing, we're known in education. We have the only culinary arts program in the state of Mississippi, but we've always, from 1884 until present, had a very strong commitment to the liberal arts. And employers tell us every day they want our graduates to be able to write, to read, to think critically, to communicate, and to work well in teams. And the answer to that question is always, for me, that's exactly the education you get with a strong liberal arts grounding. And so our students leave here grounded in the liberal arts, just like at the beginning of the university, regardless of whether their major is culinary arts, education, nursing, or history. You know, that's a good question, because what I think that what we've seen in the last year and a half is really very encouraging, because we're seeing growth across programs in all four of the academic colleges. Everybody likes to eat and everybody likes cooking, so culinary is always at the top of list of questions that I get. Nursing is a third of our enrollment. It's about 1,000 students out of 3,300. But we've had really more than anybody anticipated growth in a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. We've got over 20 students enrolled in it from 0 this time last year. We're seeing growth in the College of Business, and the faculty's working to make sure that the curricula that we have are relevant, and business added a focus on healthcare administration that this time last year had 0 students enrolled in it. Now it has about 30 who are taking that concentration. So we're seeing growth in education, arts and sciences, business, and then I think we've really noticed over the last 5 to 7 years the explosive growth in nursing. You know, we look at trends over really a decade. There's variations from one year to the next in almost every major. Things go up and down. A large number of students may graduate. We are not unique in the fact that the number that are majoring in elementary education is less than it was 10 years ago. It's about half of what it was 10 years ago. And that's not anything that is unique to the university. But the faculty in the College of Education, and really the faculties in colleges of education all across the country, are doing everything they can to try and attract our best and brightest students back into teaching. But teaching has been under assault from every direction. The rhetoric has been bad. They've been criticized by just about everyone who wanted something different, whether it was better performance on tests measured internationally. So it's really been hard to recruit students into the teaching profession, but that's something that we've always done well. Our education graduates, whether they're secondary or elementary, they're hired, they get jobs, and so we want to continue to work to see what we can do to grow the enrollment there. That would be the only one that I would really mention, because it's a 10-year trend. Diversity is one of the first things when I talk about the university that I speak about. It's something that we work at intentionally, and we define diversity. Our Board of Trustees has a policy about diversity that's broadly defines diversity, and then we have our own efforts across the board to encourage diversity on the campus. So it's a very intentional part of the university, because it's something that we're proud of, in particular because we represent the state of Mississippi on this campus, and we know the more diverse educational opportunities that students have, the better prepared they are to leave our campus and go out into the wider world. I think that the proof is in the outcomes. And our racial makeup on the campus matches the state of Mississippi. We're about 36% African American. Under the board policy, we were asked to evaluate, for instance, in the student body, who was underrepresented. And men are underrepresented, and international students are underrepresented. So we've actually seen an increase to where 4% of our enrollment now is international students. We continue to work to recruit men to the university. But I think that we're intentional across the board to make sure that we're recruiting and teaching Mississippians. And we're proud to say that we're actually the most diverse institution, percentage-wise, of the institutions that are majority serving institutions, meaning they weren't begun as historically black colleges and universities. Two things that are particularly important to me as president is we've had a 71% increase in African American graduates over the last 5 years. And we also ranked last year number 12 in the country in the number of African American nurses that graduated here. And we know how important healthcare is, and we know how important that healthcare industry is to the quality of life in Mississippi. And we know that there are a lot of underrepresented populations not well served by healthcare. So being able to graduate a diverse nursing class, whether it's baccalaureate or including through the nurse practitioner to the doctorate in nursing practice, is important. So I really look at the achievement of underrepresented populations as well as who's in the student body. And there's always more that can be done, but I think this university, because of the faculty and the staff and the focus they have on student success, this is a place that once we get students, prospective students, on campus and their parents or family, we end up doing a pretty good job of being able to get students to enroll here, but we're also very focused on success. It is something that we do all the time. Our accreditor talks about a university's focus on continuous improvement. I mean, we constantly assess, benchmark, measure what we're doing and see how we can improve in everything that we do. Everything from in the classroom to extracurricular and co-curricular activities. How do we reach and serve our online students, our adult students, as well as the 20% of the students who actually live on the campus. And being intentional about planning and assessing and constantly improving what we're doing is really the root of everything that we do here at the university. And that's part of the accreditation process for the academic programs on the campus too, is they are asked questions by their accreditors, whether it's education or nursing or business, to find out, are we being relevant? What's being expected by employers? Are we meeting the needs of students? And are our students being successful on the campus and being successful after they leave the campus? So I think that that's a value of the university, is how do we continue to get better and how do we continue to thrive in the 21st century? And we do that by putting students first and their interests first. One project in particular is about to wrap up, and that's the university priorities. We really began this in the fall semester of 2012 when we had listening sessions and had about 200 faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends of the university on campus to really talk about what our values were and what we thought the 21st century would hold for the university. Since then, there have been a lot of efforts in things like technology and athletics and academics, enrollment management, how we recruit students, that have led to a series of recommendations. And during this academic year, and we will be announcing it at homecoming, we've boiled all that down to the priorities we want to focus on over the next 3 to 5 years. I'm glad to do this. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to continue to do these fireside chats, and I'm open to suggestions from anybody who watches about topics they would like for me to talk about, and I can always come up with with issues that are at the top of the list, I guess, for me, or for things that I'm as much interested in hearing about as well as things I'm interested in talking about. And we're at midterms. I think everybody seems to be, suddenly the sidewalks disappear and the library gets full and there's no talking in the cafeteria. So I can tell it's papers and midterm exams and everybody's ready for spring break. But I'd like this to be a two-way conversation, and I appreciate the opportunity to do it.